Welcome, fans, to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime Extra. We're in overtime, David Hero.
Why are we doing that?
Why are we doing that?
All I need was like 8 more seconds.
I believe that would have been a challenge to describe the main event matchup for Extreme Rules tomorrow on pay-per-view in 8 seconds.
It's going to be a weird match.
Well, let's frame it first. Let me do what I do. You can do what you do. Damian Nelson sitting alongside David Hero, and it's the continuation of Be the Booker from Primetime. Ran out of time. We're in overtime. We're also going to be talking about here on this very program, on this very set, we're going to talk about Seth Rollins' return to WWE and what might and should happen when he does do that. But let's recap first what we talked about on Primetime in Be the Booker. Extreme Rules. No disqualification matchup.
I don't like it.
You don't like your pick, or you don't like what is going to happen between Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin?
If you're booking it the traditional way, Dolph Ziggler, the babyface, should always be the heel in a no DQ match.
Oh, the endorsed person, yeah.
You know, but Baron Corbin
should be the heel in a no DQ. The babyface should be a heel in a no DQ match. What do you mean?
No, the babyface should beat the heel in a no DQ.
Got it. Yeah. Okay, understood.
But Baron Corbin, all he's done so far has been win the Battle Royal, and he's had his hands full with Dolph Ziggler.
It's not a bad thing to have your hands full with.
That's not what I meant.
Dolph Ziggler's a former world champion. That's what I meant.
Okay. Who knows?
So you don't like the match, but you picked Dolph Ziggler to win.
Well, I want to pick Baron Corbin. But if you're going to book it the right way, you got to go with Dolph Ziggler.
Folks, next up, the United States Championship. David would see it go to Rusev from Kalisto on its way to John Cena, coming back to Raw on Memorial Day. The New Day retains the Tag Team Championships over the Vaudevillains, and the Women's Championship goes to Natalya Neidhart. You feel Ric Flair comes down, causes the forfeiture of the championship to Natty, and then Charlotte and Flair have a bit of a falling out.
Yes.
Charlotte and Rick have a bit of a falling out. In the Intercontinental Four-Way Championship matchup, my boy, Sami Zayn, the endorsed Sami Zayn, the underdog from the underground, becomes the new Intercontinental Champion in that matchup, according to you.
And that's going to be a great match. That match should steal the show.
It's going to be fantastic. And then in the Asylum Cage matchup, Dean Ambrose wins. If Dean Ambrose doesn't win, you say he's quote-unquote done.
I think that match there is going to be very slow-paced.
Deliberate story being told in that matchup because both men can do it incredibly well.
Yes.
And it's going to seem all matchup that Ambrose has no chance of winning, right?
No, he's the favorite to win.
But it's going to seem all matchup that he has no chance of winning, and then he will win.
I don't know about that.
What kind of toys do you think will be hanging from the ceiling of the cage on Sunday?
Well, if it's up to me, I'd probably have rope, duct tape.
Just enough to hang yourself with? That's what you normally carry on.
Well, sure. I mean, yeah. What does that mean? I don't want to hang myself.
You never heard that term?
No.
You're going to be given just enough rope to hang yourself with. That's when people give you the opportunity to do something right, yet you choose to still make the wrong decision.
Are you
and with
talking
just
about
enough
me?
rope that you've hung yourself with. I'm talking figuratively. It's a figure of speech. Just enough rope to hang yourself with.
Okay. How come I have 205 on here?
That's your score in the draft.
Really?
Yeah, I have 230. You have 205.
Well, that's all going to change.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I got at least 4 or 5 people in this thing. You've got 1, 2, and one of them has to lose.
Yeah,
so you're going to
don't get negative points.
If Reigns loses his championship, you do.
He's not. And that's the match we need to talk about right now.
Good job, David.
Yes.
The WWE World Heavyweight Championship on the line.
The Usos are not going to drop the belt to AJ Styles.
The Usos?
Yeah, because they'll be there. They'll be involved in that.
Surprisingly, not on this card are those 2 tag teams, the Club.
Because they're going to be involved in shenanigans in the main event. It's an Extreme Rule. Anything goes.
Anything does go.
Yes.
So, Roman Reigns walks in with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. AJ Styles says he will do anything to win this matchup on Sunday.
They're going to be in New Jersey. And that's going to be an interesting crowd.
Yes.
You know, East Coast crowds are always a little more kabuki-ish.
But is it not relevant that Reigns gets as many boos as he gets because of the character change, if you will, as of late? He doesn't care. So there's not a reaction that you're going to get out of him.
No.
So it helps his character as opposed to hurts his character that he's getting those boos.
What's unfortunate is that the Usos are guilty by association.
How so?
Because they're going to get booed because they're with Roman Reigns.
Well, I mean, if The Rock can get booed.
But here's the thing that's very weird for me. It's like you're booing cousins that are fighting the good fight for the greater good.
You're digging too deep.
No, it's
You're digging deeper than those who are booing. Those who are booing, for the most part, are booing because Reigns is the chosen one and he's being forced down our throats like Hogan, like Warrior, like Lesnar, like everybody else has been forced down our throats.
You know, I get a kick out of everyone's like, oh, they're just going to feed AJ Styles to Roman Reigns. No, they're not. That's over with.
They haven't yet.
No.
Granted, AJ has not won, but as you said, after Payback, AJ is in a different playing field now because of the content of that matchup.
He is a main event guy in WWE.
So, David, you get to pick. You get to say who you would have win this matchup. I think it's a bit of a challenge for you because there are the variables of the Bullet Club, or the club, if you will, and the Usos.
I like AJ Styles.
You like AJ Styles.
We've known AJ. He's a friend of ours, a friend of the show. But I just can't see him coming in and becoming the WWE champion. And here's why. You spent the last year building up Roman Reigns, dumping tons of TV time.
3 title reigns, by the way.
Money into him, and beating Triple H in the main event of WrestleMania. To lose at Extreme Rules? Not going to happen.
Here's the question, though. What is the news coming out of this event for Monday's Raw? Zayn winning, you can carry that for a while, I think.
The news coming out of it?
The news coming out of it. I mean, it could be Natty winning. I mean, they've got some, what is that? People tune into Raw on Monday because it's the day after the pay-per-view. Okay, what happened? What happened on Monday?
What's going to happen is somebody else is going to be involved in the main event that we don't know about yet.
Such as?
It could be a Seth Rollins. It could be a Finn Balor.
He's busy, though.
But they can make it work.
They can make it work.
It could be it could be a Brock Lesnar. It could be. You need buzz, and Roman Reigns winning doesn't create a whole lot of buzz. But if someone else is involved and aligns themselves with Roman Reigns to help him win, you never know what happens.
God, there's a great story that can come out of this, David Hero. I'll say this, I'll tease it. You were my friend. You have what I never lost. I want you for my title.
Seth Rollins.
And he helps Reigns win for that reason. Because he wants Reigns.
Yeah, he could.
You're saying Reigns wins? Or you're saying you don't know?
Or Ambrose gets involved.
There's that backstory with the Shield. You're my friend.
Yeah.
There's potential here, folks.
Potential.
So they say it down in Texas.
I like Texas.
That is Be the Booker for WWE Extreme Rules tomorrow on pay-per-view. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, folks, we're going to talk more about the imminent return of Seth Rollins to WWE. Report Primetime Extra here on Saturday, May 21st, 2016. Damian Nelson sitting alongside David Hero. And we ran out of time on Primetime for Be the Booker, and also part of our big story, David Hero, which was that about the impact the return of John Cena may have when he returns to Raw on Memorial Day. Now, while we have been given a date for John Cena's return, as I just mentioned, we do not yet have a firm date for the return of Seth Rollins, but we know it will be soon, perhaps as soon as tomorrow night.
I can see that. Here's why. John Cena put the tweet out about Seth Rollins. Why?
Well, because you say he's not selfish and he wants to...
But why remind the fan base? You know what I mean?
For whatever reason, they're not paying attention to those who are gone right now. I think they've been distracted in a good way by those who are there, the new era.
What if Randy Orton comes back Sunday?
He could, I think. I
hope not. I don't want to see Orton versus Reigns.
Is there a risk? Is there a risk with not just Cena, but with Rollins as well? More so with Cena and Orton. Is there a risk that they would be not so favorably received upon returning because of this new era in WWE?
No. I don't think so, because they'll get the nostalgia pop. And you need John Cena back. You need his star power.
Well, folks, Seth Rollins has been out since last fall with a nasty leg injury, and he's been working out again at the WWE Performance Center in preparation for a return to in-ring action. Now Rollins can still lay claim, though, to the WWE Championship, David, because he never lost it. He vacated the championship after holding it for 220 days, the day after his injury. That led to the tournament that Roman Reigns won back at the Survivor Series, and we know the shenanigans that followed all that. But when Rollins returns, whether it be tomorrow night or maybe the same night on Cena's return on Raw, does he make that beeline for the championship, or does he have to work his way back up?
Right to the top. Beeline.
When's the last time we've had the outbound injured champion come back and go after their title right away? It's been a while, hasn't it?
But here's the thing. It's now you got Shane McMahon and Stephanie McMahon.
Here comes the money.
And they can say, hey, we're bringing him back. He's ready.
Seth was Shane's boy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Stephanie's boy.
Yeah.
There's a lot of potential here, David Hero.
There
is not even just tomorrow night at Extreme Rules, but I think you're silly if Seth Rollins comes back and he doesn't immediately go after the champion.
With Kalisto. Okay? That's not going to happen. He is going to immediately go to the top of the card.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes,
but is that top of the card going to be against Roman Reigns?
Yes.
Seems like based on your Be the Booking for tomorrow's Extreme Rules.
Absolutely.
And how do the fans react to that? Reigns won't be reacted to very favorably in that scenario.
I do think that Seth Rollins and AJ Styles have a match or 3.
Okay. Okay. They can fight for #1 contendership, even though Seth deserves it. Right. They can play it out a little bit. Yep. Does this go to SummerSlam then? Is it Rollins and Reigns at SummerSlam? Or you said maybe it's Cena and Reigns?
I think it's Cena and Reigns.
What about Triple H when he comes back? Because remember, that's unanswered business. With Shane, exactly.
Yeah.
But Reigns beat him for the championship. We haven't heard from him since.
But that's done. That match.
That's why we haven't heard?
Yeah. That's why he's been off TV. So we forget about that.
Would you, if Rollins, let's say he's ready right now here on May 21st, do you bring him back tomorrow on Extreme Rules?
Yes.
Or do you wait and hype it like you're doing with Cena's return?
I bring him back to the pay-per-view because that will then make people want to tune into Raw to see what he's going to say.
Mm-hmm. And why he did whatever it is he did.
Yes.
Now, another scenario that could play out, which could be less damaging but still newsworthy, is Reigns beats AJ tomorrow at Extreme Rules, in an Extreme Rules matchup, where there will be shenanigans, no doubt. But at the end, as Reigns is standing tall, having overcome all the odds of AJ and the club, here comes Seth Rollins to just stand there, point, and stare.
No, he'll get involved physically.
Does he need to?
Yes.
Why?
Make a statement.
Without saying a word?
Might not be a curb stomp, but he'll do something.
What scenario do you think that something is, though? Does he do something against AJ, against Reigns, or for himself?
Something that hurts AJ, that sets up him and Reigns. So he gets the tune-up match.
Forget about AJ.
Get the tune-up match with AJ.
Yeah.
Then you go to Reigns after that.
Because we've got June, July, August to SummerSlam, and they're going to start building SummerSlam right away in July.
Yes. SummerSlam's going to be big this year.
Because they're going to have people to work with this year. Wow. I can't wait to see Seth Rollins back. I really can't. I think that he was achieving greatness upon his unfortunate leg injury and will step right back into that greatness when he comes back.
Oh, there's no doubt. He's an A-plus player.
He is. He is. Folks, that's this week's edition of Primetime and Primetime Extra. I want to thank you for joining us here online at PWRshow.com, being a part of the process, being a part of the show, and for joining us for all of our programming this weekend. Don't forget, we have a brand new edition of PWR Reaction immediately following Extreme Rules tomorrow night on the pay-per-view machine. Are you going to start Sunday Night Wars tomorrow on Twitter during Extreme Rules?
If somebody wants to argue, sure, but I'd like to see that for Monday nights.
Folks, for that one, this is Davey and Nelson saying thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow night on PWR Reaction after Extreme Rules.